Welcome to the Alpha Nerd Podcast. I am your main host, Kyle, along with my gaming co-host, Andrew.
Hello.
We have two special guests with us.
Rivals,
soon-to-be rivals. You might not be able to hear Kadesh. That might.
Oh no, I hear way too much.
Yeah, it's it'll be fine in post editing.
It's a curse.
Yeah, the headphones are not that great, so they do reverberate and stuff real bad.
Okay.
So
Don't mind me.
No, trust me. Every time I go edit it, I get questioned because when I hear it through here, it sounds really bad. But when post editing, it's fine.
I sound fantastic.
Shut up.
You do.
Shut up.
Else,
Shut up. So we have two guests from the 570 Keystone Hobbies, right?
It's Keystone Hobbies.
It's just Keystone Hobbies.
Just Keystone Hobbies.
Sorry, there's another thing called 570 something Hobbies.
Wow.
And I think that's magic related.
Nah, that's okay.
No, but they are
for the logos.
John Regula and Greg Kadesh are close friends of mine. They have their own channel called Keystone Hobbies. They have a YouTube, I believe, right?
Yep.
And
We're on all major podcasting websites.
You go ahead and plug that because I don't know what everything you're on
Yeah, Spotify, Apple Podcast. We're on everything, yeah.
Okay, sweet.
About like 90% of everything. There's probably one or two that we missed.
Yeah, if you have any of those janky podcast websites, don't use those. Just use the main
Nothing's
ones.
more janky than RSS feed.
Yeah,
and there's
RSS
people
feed.
that use that. So
That's fair.
All right. So I brought them on today because about 2-3 months ago, I threw an idea at you guys for
lobbed an idea.
a versus between your channel and our channel.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
it's just something-
superior podcast versus the radio show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, just remember.
It's Dead by Daylight, right?
No.
Wow, that's a man's game.
Yeah. Okay.
Play a man.
I want to throw you on a hook because I can't do it in real life.
Right. No, that's the other thing I was gonna say. We got to figure out some challenges and stuff, but I wanted to bring you guys on here, see if I knew Dead by Daylight was one of your major games. I already figured that one.
No, we'll teach you how to play as the killer, and
Ooh.
you can run around throwing us up on hooks. It'll be great. It'll be a good time.
As a lover of Mega Man, they're coming out with Battle Network Legacy Collection for next year.
I already have it pre-ordered.
And they didn't announce it, but I'm really thinking they will bring back multiplayer. It might not be like an online thing, but I really hope they at least include
I'm pretty sure
like a local network.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do online with all the online service. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
We should definitely do that.
I would definitely play a Mega Man Legends.
Yeah.
Me and you would go at it because
Oh, yeah.
it has been forever since I played it. I have a copy that I just played again through number 1, 2, and 3.
There is an online community that made their own separate ROM that has online features and everything. Right now, it's just in like a closed beta that just from the testers and everything. That looks sweet. Seeing people do in-house tournaments and stuff like that of Battle Network. Yeah,
I'd be down. And then I get you to play it.
I know nothing about Battle Network.
You will be.
No, that's perfect. We just sit back and watch them talk about Mega Man this entire time. This is perfect.
First-person shooter.
No.
This is Mega Man and
The Mega Man.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty Mega Man.
It's a perfect balance of turn-based and real-time strategy.
Okay, I've seen that on the back of a lot of blurbs and boxes. What is it?
Okay, so you have 9 squares that you can move around,
Okay.
3, 3, 3.
Okay, this is square-based combat. All right. Okay.
And then your opponent also has 3, 3, 3. That's adjacent.
Okay.
So altogether, it's 6, 6, 6.
Uh-huh.
You can only move on your 9. Your opponent can only move on their 9.
Okay.
But there's other chips and stuff you can give to your Navi, I forget what it's. The tile steel or whatever.
Yeah.
It steals the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have an extra 3 rows that you can maneuver while they only have 2.
Okay. I heard Navi in there, so this is part of James Cameron's Avatar.
No,
Yeah, no.
no, it's like Mega Man and the other
They're
protagonists.
instead of being robots, they're programs like I talked about in the very first episode of the show.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, they're programs and they're called net navies.
Net Navis. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's we've talked about this on the first show.
It's like if your bit emoji could fight.
Yeah.
All right, so you take your Netscape Navigator, right?
Exactly,
And you go through your Battle Network on your 666 devil squares. And,
Yes, your devil
back in the 90s, right, we would have to, not blatantly say things were What's going on?
I'm just turning down your
You're
gain.
overloading the system.
Oh my god, I'm overloading the system.
It's all the handsome.
But back in my day, in the 90s, you would have to cover this stuff up and be very, very tactful about what you do with games so you wouldn't get crazy Christian cults talking about it being Satan's game. Now they have these 666 squares already set up in these games. This is nuts.
Thank you, John, for your sarcasm. I love you.
And the 90s was your day? I had thought at one point that it was my day.
It was all of our day.
Okay, we're sharing the day.
Yeah. So I saw that. I'm actually looking forward to that. But what are some of the other games you guys actually play? Like, I have Apex Legends, League of Legends.
I did hear that Apex Legends is supposed to be coming out with like a custom lobby, so you can add 98 other friends or whatever. Or
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry.
I'll also point
Apex is only up to like 60.
Yeah,
But,
60 people.
A custom lobby for that would be sick.
That would make it a lot easier. I was trying to figure out the logistics of that. I've been trying to figure out like
Well, you need a key, and to have a key, you have to be like a big time creator. There's no way they'll give keys out to us.
some random dudes,
no.
some random dudes out in Central Pennsylvania. Like, hey guys, can we have this piece? I mean, I can throw the race card if I need to. Like poor help this poor chocolate man. And
There you go.
but that's
Ask for
one.
two.
League of Legends is also a big one that I still play. Teamfight Tactics I figured would be
Yeah, we could do Teamfight Tactics.
all right.
Are you guys
Well-
going to mention a good game anytime soon?
Well, I have a replacement.
Hey, while we're talking about crap games, what about 7 Days to Die? I play that.
Yeah,
That's a terrible game. This is a terrible game.
Hey, they're on the 20th
It's-
alpha. It's been out for 13 years in beta. This is in alpha.
I was gonna,
So, you know.
no.
It's still being developed,
If you
John.
would have told me that they went to beta then went back to alpha, I would have believed you. I would have been like, that makes sense.
They had a console release and everything, but they're still in alpha. You know,
right.
all that means for me is like every year I get like upgrades to my game for free. I don't even have to pay for DLC.
Right.
It's perfect.
It's
It feels like a
so-
full game.
It's got slightly more acceptable.
Yeah.
So
Yay! This is almost par.
yeah.
Yes.
So like I said, I'm still trying to think of games. Like I said, I'm going through my I have a huge library of games. That somewhat are some multiplayer. I don't know if there's anything you guys specifically know other than 7 days or is it 7 Days to Die or whatever? No, that's
Well, and Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight. Yeah, that's it.
Fa-
7 days.
Phasmophobia. We could do something with that.
Like a fastest clear time.
Yeah.
That's all right. What? I hate that game.
I know you do.
You know, I will actually play that game as long as it's not Dead by
Do you
Daylight.
hate all good games?
Well,
no, just most
It's a lot better than
Just-
what
most of them.
What do you
It-
think
from-
a good game is?
Let's see here.
he's very like for me, same thing as I'm very a narrative
Oh,
kind
okay.
of player. So anything
Kyle's a sensitive soul, so he looks for the softer games.
it's got to touch my heart,
exactly.
my black wrinkled coal like heart.
That's the second race card today, Kyle.
He's got a deck of 52. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, we have 50 more
after
to
the
go.
third one, I get to use one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's like coupons.
It's three strikes.
Use 3, get 1 free.
Oh, don't talk about 3 strikes with Kyle.
Oh,
Reminiscent over here.
so yeah, right.
But I mean, I'd be down for Apex Legends. Now you will have to acquire Apex Legends. Kyle has it. I don't know if anybody else does.
What?
So
Oh, yeah, we all do. It's free.
What?
Apex
Yeah,
Legends
Apex is free.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Go tonight and just download Apex Legends.
He already
Play
has
with
it. He's
us.
being a sarcastic.
Oh,
He's being
wait,
sarcastic.
Yeah.
I hate you, Andrew.
You're ridiculous.
So-
oh my God, it's free this whole time.
So there's that. So Apex is one we definitely will figure out. We can figure that out. League of Legends we can figure out. Now for League of Legends, he's not going to touch it. So I have a
I'm on the fence about that anyway.
You should be in the field past the fence.
Yeah,
you
so-
should be running towards the mountain range
What?
in the background.
so I have a
Yeah,
Pitch.
Teamfight Tactics, the real game.
yeah, the one that's hey, it's a lot easier to figure out.
Do you guys
Right.
just want
The
to?
rest is just bloatware.
Do you want to pull out like a checkerboard?
I think the
Because I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah, there's-
checkers is a solved game. I'll have you know. So
actually,
It's very meta.
actually,
yeah.
while I was sitting around, I actually thought of something involving like a chessboard or checkerboard.
Hero escape.
How do all your guys handle hot stuff?
what does that even mean?
Oh, like
like
hot,
sp-
like
Spicy, hot.
oh,
Like,
I thought you were talking about track.
We've done Bean Boozled for our patrons before, but
okay, that's
we could
that's the one.
we could do spicy.
No, you have to address this. What is Bean Boozled?
Bean Boozled.
Oh, that's
you
a
don't
good
know
one.
what
the
Bean Boozled
flavors
is?
like old bandage and
Like
Okay, Bean
nasty.
Boozled was
Booger?
creed out of the
Dishwater?
Harry Potter.
Oh,
You know the
dishwater.
Harry Potter for the
Dead
first movie
fish.
where they talk about the any
liked when I
flavored
got
bean.
that
Who's Harry
toothpaste though. That was good.
Andrew, I'm gonna really need you to stop. Before
He's I don't know.
He's got that lightning
Gandalf?
bolt on his
I'm gonna
forehead or
punch you.
something.
So, in response to that, since everyone was all about the all flavored beans,
Yeah.
Jelly Belly. No, that's Jelly Belly's the one who does jelly beans, right? I can't remember.
Who makes
It's
jelly
something
beans?
like that.
That's a
Yeah, I think it
good
is Jelly Belly. They came out with Bean Boozled, which is
Is it just random beans?
it's a box of random beans,
Okay.
and there's two.
One tastes
there's
good
pears.
and one tastes
There's
bad.
pears. Yeah, there's always pears.
And they look alike.
They both look alike. One's a good flavor. One's a terrible flavor.
Yeah, if one's a pear. It's terrible.
Two's a pair.
I really hate you, Andrew. So they played that. No, I was thinking like the one chip challenge and stuff, where we have people do it and then try to complete a game or play a game. Something similar, something along that lines, or
I'm not
so,
afraid.
So you want us to play against like podcast versus radio station by
I'm also an official podcast too. I have my own setup stuff too. It's just we perform live and then I take the recording of the live show and adapt it.
so podcast versus podcast on playing a game under an influence of some kind.
I mean, I can just jam a nail in my
Yes.
hand. We could try
Okay.
that.
That's perfect. Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, okay.
No, I was thinking like a hot chip challenge. Something. One of the other things I'm actually working on in the side thing for us to do for fun, Andrew, I forgot to tell you about this.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
I wanted
We're
to
having so
surprise
much
you.
fun.
No. That's great. I want to be surprised.
Yeah. We might be able to actually do a. We're gonna be not podcasting. What's it?
There's another word. Okay.
Announcing. Doing
Announcing.
live announcing midget wrestling.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Why? Why?
Because why not?
Because why not?
But no. You
It's like
cannot-
wrestling, but cuter.
Using the phrase
That's why.
Softer.
not indicates that it is self-explanatory. This is not self-explanatory. Where is the crossover here?
I don't see where you're having trouble with this. This is
Yeah.
So
this is
we
as straightforward
we
as possible.
hire a midget and we train him, and you hire a midget and you train him.
I have another
we can
idea
have
for that.
little avatars. That's adorable.
Yeah, I also
Guys.
thought about that too.
Are we just gonna do like Jello wrestling as well? What about coleslaw?
Don't threaten me with a good
There's
time.
a lot of options here.
I mean, I'll
For
wrestle
charity.
on Jello. Like,
All right, that actually, that's
we
the charity
have
part.
we have one horse in this game.
See,
This
when
is,
I
this is how
do,
we get banned from literally every venue.
no.
what if the
We'll be
Jello is spiked with alcohol too?
It'd be perfect.
Yeah, no.
What are you gonna do? Eat the Jello while wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
and I want to see it. Where
I
can
know.
I see it.
I know where I've been. I wouldn't eat it.
Here, eat this piece right here.
Great.
So do you play any mobile games, Kyle?
I'm glad we're
Nothing
very,
mobile.
We're very video
Nothing
game
mobile?
tonight.
No, I gave up on the My Hero Academia game after it just. I broke it really easily, and then it got really boring.
Well, we have to have mobile included, so I vote for Flappy Bird.
Good luck getting it.
What about
Right.
Raid? Have you heard of Raid?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah, have you heard of it?
This
No, tell me
episode
more.
is not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
One of the few I was gonna say one of the few things that
I was
are.
gonna say, Kyle, you should be sponsored by Raid. I'm sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Like personally, you should be sponsored at this point.
I called my mom, who is not connected to the internet, and before we hung up, she said, "Oh, by the way, this call is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends."
I don't think I haven't seen anything. Are you guys actually officially? Okay. The way he was going like this, I thought maybe he actually
no.
were and didn't want to mess up his own sponsorship.
No, so on the podcast, every now and again, I do not sponsored reads where I just talk about a sponsor we don't have and defame them as much as possible. It's adorable, you know. Talk about like a generic VPN. You know, we have the VPN service that you don't need.
Can you do Mott's apple juice
Up.
right
Yeah.
now? Can you do it right now?
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
No, I can't do it off the cuff. That's
Oh,
a lot of planning goes.
All
into
right. You
this.
have till 7:30. You have to the bottom of the hour.
Oh no.
You have 20. You have 20 minutes. Just under 20
he's
minutes.
actually breaking
So-
out final
yeah.
draft right now. He's writing the screen.
Just make sure.
I got you all the time in the world. So
just
since-
make sure. Wait.
Oh yeah, keep talking about Mega Man. I'll pile all the time
No,
with that.
just make sure, like I said, it has to follow the guidelines.
Hey,
so
can I?
that's fine. Whatever.
It's okay if I write on the same page
Yeah,
that
I
you have
don't
your
care.
Super Saiyan drawn on?
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
Give him a face tattoo.
right? About Mott's apple juice.
Just
The famous
An
Mott's
apple.
logo.
So
speaking of mobile
I don't think
games, I got into the closed beta of Marvel Snap. It's really fun.
Is that where you
Yeah.
go around and take pictures of Marvel characters?
No, but that'd probably be better.
Yeah, it would.
yeah,
Can you imagine
so-
Pokemon Go being like, oh, there's a Spider-Man, got him.
that would be actually pretty. Like they'd be flying through the
Yeah.
air and stuff. That would actually be fairly interesting. So
What's Marvel Snap? There's no context here.
So the best way of describing it
is it Pokemon Go with Marvel?
No.
Oh, okay. I really was
It's-
excited to catch a Spider-Man.
Same.
Okay.
I'll let you guys get.
Oh, there's a new patch that's now live. I'm very. So far, the game is. Very good. It's great. It's quality entertainment.
all right, while he's trying to figure out his phone,
So it's like Hearthstone in a way, but you deploy units to one of 3 areas, and each unit has its own power, and at the very end, whichever power is greater between you and your opponent in each stage, then you get that win. So you have to secure 2 of 3 locations, or all 3 if you want.
so it's like a rock paper scissors kind of thing.
Kind of.
Like there's probably more strategy
Yeah.
to it, but that's what.
There's a couple games that have used kind of a similar.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't even have all the characters yet, but like Ant-Man ongoing, if you have 3 other cards here plus 3 power, so other cards synergize well with the more you have. Some people like Namor gives you an extra 5 power for being the only person at that location.
Yeah, it's because Namor doesn't play well with others.
Well, he's the Submariner.
Yeah,
He's the Submariner.
with wings on his feet.
There's cards like Rocket Raccoon, where if you play Rocket on the same location as someone else plays them that turn, he gets additional power. All the Guardians are like that.
Nice. What was I gonna say?
So is that you said you have like a beta key for that?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a closed beta.
When does it go into mass release?
I have no idea.
At some point in the future.
I think we're gonna set the definitely right now since we're talking to you guys. I think we should set up for channel versus in September, maybe November, to give it some time for us to like hammer out all the logistics.
I would recommend November
Okay.
because I'm getting married in September.
I would also recommend November. I'm not getting married in any
Oh,
time
you
this fall.
too?
No.
I also recognize that we should do November because I will have like 2 weeks off.
So as long as John recognizes November.
He works from home, so
I will admit that November exists.
Okay, he recognizes
would that be a good month to do our versus thing? Gives us time to hammer out all the details.
As good as any other month.
As long as it's
Fair
not
enough.
wrestling.
Are you guys-
I need more months to take that.
Are you
Okay.
guys opposed to Switch games?
Oh, we both own Switches.
So Splatoon 3 comes out in September.
Kyle's mortally opposed to Splatoon.
I am,
He is.
Oh.
but
See, I was, but my oldest brother plays. That's the only game he plays, and he's like, "Greg, you got to pick this up."
So
And
I used to be opposed to Splatoon. Then I realized it was good, and I played it. Kyle?
I will play it if that's what we decide. If that's one of the games, I will pick it up and play it.
You get to spray ink and
Yeah.
paint
Yes, I'm fully
all
aware.
over the place.
Yes,
You get a giant roller.
and the more paint you have, the more points you get.
Exactly.
right.
It's like,
Oh, I know how it
it's like-
works.
It's like
It's
real
just-
life. If you work at a
Real life
Sherwin
graffiti,
Williams.
yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to take a break from that real quick. I actually want to ask you, since you said you were playing a game that I assigned to you a month ago,
Sonic?
Sonic 06.
I will.
I made him play Sonic 06. And
That's strike 2, Kyle.
yeah.
So, Sonic 06. Why did you want that for me?
Because it was awful.
I gotta ask you a personal question, Kyle.
It was awful.
Do I exist for your amusement?
Sometimes.
Okay, that explains a lot about that assignment. A, Sonic games. I hate Sonic games. Just in principle. He is a blue hedgehog. He collects gold rings.
What about
I think
Sonic
anybody
Adventure
born
2?
in the last 15 years knows who Sonic is.
He also used to have weird legs and a movie poster. 2 human legs.
That's more than
Oh.
I have.
That's Sonic Boom. That
Movie
has the weird
poster.
human legs. So, Andrew, how was it?
I didn't finish it.
I didn't think you would finish it.
I just started it. It's terrible. Why would you? I'm even playing it unpatched. I plugged in the 360. I didn't even connect it to the internet. I put the disc in. And why would you do that to me? It makes a Bethesda game look like it's like top quality polish.
Oh,
Just why?
have you ever?
No. Your laughter is not enough for this shit.
So you played no Sonic game before this?
I mean, I played like the original one.
Well,
He wasn't playing Sonic 06 when it came out, and I just remember working at GameStop at the time, part time, and having everyone bring it back.
Look, I'm gonna finish it despite you.
I know.
I am.
So you just started playing it. So what? I say you're like 2 levels in at best.
Yeah, like 2 levels.
Have you even had any good gems yet? Like just
No.
falling through the map for no reason.
I got stuck on a corner once. Like it just like blipped me. But
that is only things to come.
I am really waiting for it just to stop rendering. Like the game just runs out eventually, and that the patch for the game was finishing it. Because I can't imagine anyone like I'm trying to picture someone at like the release day, like a kid going into the store being super excited for Sonic 06, and this turning them on the path to somehow becoming a member of ISIS later in life.
Well, you saw what happened with Chris Chan.
Yeah, fair enough. So I was working at GameStop when that game was released. I was working there part time for Christmas.
Did you warn the populace?
Nope. I didn't even.
no,
pay.
he took their money. What do you expect?
Yeah, I took their money and just went about my day.
There should be an investigation into this.
That was so bad.
He worked at GameStop. He was busy trying to buy my old games for like 5 cents.
Right? GameStop, best trading policy ever. So
I'm gonna finish it. I hate it. I hate it
You're
so
gonna-
much.
I bet you make it to the first silver fight and then you'll have enough. I think that's the first silver fight is going to be where you have enough where it does.
I am borrowing this 360, so if I damage it at any point here,
I can shell out the $60 to replace it if you snap it in half.
I mean that's fair. It's probably
Yeah.
$60.
So I'm glad you're enjoying it
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. Why
So
would
what-
you tell me that? Why would you say anything related to this?
because I just so glad that you started playing.
Because
He's a-
Kyle sometimes just wants to watch the world burn.
It's not the world. It's me.
Yeah.
He wants to set me on fire and watch me run around my yard.
It's like a parent. It's like when a parent, they know it's going to end badly for their child, but they let it happen anyways because they just want to watch
Here's the
it.
thing: the kid in this case is actually telling them it's unsafe. Like the parent is encouraging them
Yep.
to do this thing.
Exactly. What else have you played lately, Andrew?
Let's see here. What have I played? I'm still playing through New World. Why? I don't know.
Oh, you have no right to dog on any of the games we talked about.
No.
Even Sonic 2000 or what, 2006?
I'm gonna point out.
Yeah,
that I
New
can-
World. Yeah. Oh, Sonic's got a lot of glitches.
There is a big difference between knowing a game is bad, playing it, and enjoying a game that's bad.
Imagine running to like across the map to another place your company owns, but there's no mounts. You just got to walk there.
Yeah.
Imagine
Sure.
that.
Horses just die on that island. There is an entire lore book that talks about horses being incompatible with returning to life forever. And boy, I'm really wondering how that lore writer was sitting there like, I gotta figure this out. All right, we can't add horses. Why can't horses be there?
Can you imagine like in that sales pitch? They're like, yeah, they're all right. And like, yeah, we can do this, we can do that. Hey, what about mounts? Get him out of here.
So
Get him out of here.
one of the biggest things, like the game's like, oh yeah, like there's this eternal curse. We're all coming back to life. You can fight over these fortresses. Most of the game boils down to, hey, go shoot some turkeys. Like there are so many turkeys on this island, and you need to kill them. We're gonna give you a lot of money, comparatively speaking, to murder these turkeys. Should I go and like fight the corruption? No, a lot of turkeys. Gotta kill them.
The turkeys are the corruption.
Yeah.
They just didn't want to tell you.
The one thing I'll give New World is the weapon combo stuff is actually decent. It's like Guild Wars 2, but you're not locked into a single class. You can actually jump between all these weapons, and the weapons are fun in and of themselves.
Mhm.
And boy, does that make me frustrated when you look at the rest of the game and you're like, this is awful.
No, they did great with that aspect of the game. I'll definitely agree to that. And I love their preferred method of releasing updates, of figuring out what the player base enjoys the most, and then doing the complete opposite or removing
Yes,
that feature.
That is correct. or not even that. Or releasing a patch for a glitch that the patch makes a worse glitch
Oh.
that just annihilates every bit of progress they have made so far, and then they have to roll back the servers. Like I bought New World like 3 weeks ago, so I did not. I read all the things. I chuckled. I was like, I'm gonna try this for myself. I'm glad that I did. That game is not gonna survive. Like at all. It's down to like 12,000.
Well,
I'm
you know,
surprised it did already.
You know, I think if they were backed by a bigger studio or someone with money, like Jeffrey Bezos
Yeah,
at this
like,
point,
if
like,
they-
is
if
he
they-
even a millionaire at
If
this
they
point?
had Amazon money, they could get this done.
Well, not
Yeah.
anymore. He's been dumping all of his money in this.
Wait, he doesn't even work for Amazon anymore. I'm gonna point that out too. But so they have these big plans. They're gonna like double the size of the map, and I'm just like, for who? Who? Like friends and family?
For you,
they're
Andrew.
not playing it.
For you.
I'm not gonna be playing this. Once I hit
Well,
the level cap, I'm
They'll
gonna be
probably merge worlds again.
like, they did. They just did today. There's like 8 servers left.
I'm so glad I got out when I did.
Oh man,
there was another merge. What's today? 21st? Yeah, today.
man! I was just thinking about wasting like 8 hours of my day harvesting iron, but now I know there is no iron.
There's
anymore.
a rich.
You mean
iron
re-downloading?
economy. That's only,
Oh yeah, I
It's
would
not-
have to re-download it.
it's not that big. It's only like 30 gigs or something.
That's true.
That's like 2 minutes.
It's not too bad.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Depends if you have Walmart internet, you know.
Depends if you
Walmart
keep it on your
internet.
on your hard drive. or
Great
not.
value. It's called Great Value.
Great
Internet.
Value internet, yeah.
I was gonna say, is that
That's the
straight
Walmart
talk or
brand.
Great value.
No, yeah. Great Value is their brand.
So I've been playing that, and I've been like, okay, I'm gonna hit the level cap. I'm gonna get my $20 worth of agony. What else have I played recently? I've been playing Fallout 4 for someone in particular.
Yeah, I know. I failed at this.
Also, Fallout 4, it was comforting because I got right back into it. You know, I'm helping out Preston Garvey, the not annoying man. And he was like,
One of the few.
let's go to Sanctuary. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go, Preston. So I run ahead. Well, he's following behind. He's commenting about the landscape. And I'm sitting in Sanctuary for like 10 minutes. And I'm looking at his icon on the little map, and he's not going anywhere. And I go back, and he killed a mole rat. And I guess he couldn't bring himself to move past its glitching corpse by the red rocket stop. So he kind of stuck on it. And he's like, look at this gas station. And I'm like, yeah, Preston, look at the gas station. You're not supposed to be there.
Oh, my goodness.
I had to like push the carcass.
I bet Fallout 4 was refreshing after Sonic 06.
You know what? It's coherent.
Like,
fair.
for all the problems Fallout 4 had, it wasn't that bad wasn't that good either. Definitely it's not New Vegas or...
You're getting very dangerously close to being Fallout 4 was good, and that is some revisionist history. Fallout 4 was not a good game. Fallout 4 was a decent experience.
There, I'll go with that one. Decent experience is a good one.
Fallout 4, I'm coming for you, Kyle.
Okay.
New Vegas. We can agree with New Vegas.
Vegas. I loved New
A
Vegas.
completely bugged out mess, but also really good.
Anything else you've been?
I've been playing Watch Dogs 2. They put it on Game Pass. I actually
there we
like
go.
Watch Dogs 2. That's such a good game.
Mhm.
Legion and Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 1 was incredibly boring. And Legion was, check out this great idea in Britain, which you know how that goes.
Right.
So Watch Dogs 2, great game. It holds up. I've been playing it. I was like, yeah, this is still good. It's a legitimately good game. Thumbs up.
Are you two fans of Attack on Titan?
No, I don't like anime.
Oh,
He's not an anime person. I've watched it. I've tried the game. It's fun. It is fun. It's a blast. It is just a fun game just to play.
they
But-
have a crossover with Dead by Daylight,
of course,
What's
I did.
that?
like giving character skins of main characters, and the Oni killer from Dead by Daylight
As
is
they're-
now
as
dressed
they're
up as a
As they're
armored
still
Titan.
trying to, like, Dead by Daylight, so good.
Kyle, do you know what they're talking about? What is this?
Some crap game that,
Okay, all right.
that nerds play.
I wasn't sure. What
I mean, you guys are more than welcome to come play us, and
Sir, I can only fit one terrible game in my life, and that is Destiny 2. Thank you very much.
well, it shouldn't be in your
You've
life.
rattled off like 3 or 4 though.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're still playing New World.
Okay, that's also fair.
Speaking of terrible games, I woke up at like 4 a.m. the other day, and I decided to try to put Thief back on.
Why? I told you it was okay.
No, I have integrity, and I'm going to try to...
All right.
What's up?
In this
Kyle,
game-
what is your screensaver?
Android 21 from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, that's Rule 34 stuff right there.
No, it's not.
It's
So-
terrible.
Super not, but okay.
So, Kyle, in this case, I'm telling you to stop putting the waffle iron on your hand. I'm telling you it's okay. You don't need to slam your hand in it repeatedly.
No, I'm gonna beat this stupid, terrible game. That was a terrible game.
No one should.
Oh, best $2 I ever spent. It's terrible. It's bad. So I don't know if you ever played Thief back in the day. The original 4 games were pretty decent. Was there 4?
No, I only thought there were.
There's 3 or 4.
There were 3.
I was going to say, I thought I remember seeing Thief 3.
The second Thief was the best one, in my opinion. There's
Yes.
Thief Dark Ages? I don't remember what Thief 3 was actually called.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking.
They were games, believe it or not, about thieving. So,
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. You wouldn't get that.
Were there like stealth options in that game too? Like you
I
could
will-
like sneak around.
There's
and stuff?
4.
I'll
There's 4.
actually tell you, yes.
Don't
Stealth-
spoil anything. Though.
I'm trying not to.
I just thought of another idea.
Oh gosh.
Why don't we play Mario Party?
Why?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
Get like old Nintendo 64 Mario Party too.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
As long as we hide all the knives, I think we're good.
Right.
I had a buddy who, after playing 48 hours, we stayed up for 48 hours
Why?
playing Mario Party. My friend just got it, so we all went over to his house. We were all playing Mario Party. It was a good time. We had a lot of fun. Well, he's still in prison because after that 48-hour gaming session, he went home and attempted to murder his mother.
Huh. Was that related to Mario Party?
Of course.
I like to think so.
It's
The
a
sleep
video game.
deprivation.
Yep.
Yeah. No,
take that, Nintendo.
we stayed up until our bones were itching. That's how late we were up till. Like
Yeah.
full
Just,
48.
just to let you know ahead of time, we ain't doing that. We all got jobs and things to do.
Apparently Kyle has wiped out the 48-hour Mario Party session. So I'm sorry, everybody. Now, if you want to do like 12 hours of Mario Party in some alcoholic Jello, we can start talking about that.
Ooh.
Just sitting in the floor, just playing more.
Yeah,
Not drinking, not eating, not doing nothing. Just
You're like sitting in a kiddie pool full of Jello and alcohol. And you're just playing, just grabbing
Just
a
think
piece.
about the
It'll be
Jello
chilly.
going through your toes.
Well, the alcohol will be evaporating. You'll be nice and cool.
That's
Like,
great.
Yeah,
I like where this is going. So,
that's disturbing.
anything else interesting? Usually by now you're like, I played this indie game that I happened to find.
Oh yeah, there's some indie games that I played. Hold
Sweet.
on a second.
Well, it is
Speaking
officially
of bad
7:30.
Hey, while you're looking,
He's got
that
to do
up,
his plug for
Yeah, he's
his
gotta
apple
do-
juice.
He's got to do his apple juice.
This episode of Alpha Nerd Podcast is not sponsored by Mott's Applesauce and Juice. Our patented formula will provide you with the quickest bowel movements. Our labs, we have tested dozens of specimens of apples to find out the most generic taste, and we've masked it with cinnamon, a gentle note. Are you a lunch lady that's tired and doesn't feel like scooping as much? Mott's Applesauce. Do you not want to have multiple options for drinks, or you want to have a poor multiple options for drinks? Go ahead and get the applesauce, toss it in there next to the milk.
I mean, apple juice.
Do you yearn for this bland processed apple product? Well, come try Mott's Applesauce. Not sponsored. Alpha Nerd Podcast.
It was almost flawless there.
Almost,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
almost.
Yeah, you did the gymnast routine, and then you just
Do not
nailed
give
your
the pitch.
crotch
Yeah.
right on the end.
So
of
I usually like do like 2 or 3 takes, record these ahead of time,
Yeah.
and then we inject it in later. But I accepted the challenge.
you
Yeah.
did. You met the challenge.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I was actually entertained by it.
Thank you.
It was pretty funny. Good thing Mott's Applesauce doesn't listen to this thing.
Oh,
Also, I get a cease and desist letter.
So I did play 3 other games.
Okay, would you?
So I replayed Far Cry New Dawn because last time I played Far Cry 5, and I was like, oh, New Dawn, I'll play that. I was like, the story's better. I replayed it. It's not. I don't know. I don't know what I did to myself, but I gaslit myself at some point with Far Cry New Dawn is a really good story. I played through it. Boy, is it not a good story. The gameplay is good. The upgrading the stuff is good. The expeditions were really cool, where you actually go to a different map, which is awesome. It's not just weird Montana, which is also known as Montana. But boy, is that story just terrible. I'm going to spoil the ending, because I can. You fight a giant kind of partially glowy monster that used to be some kid that ate an apple that is a literal apple of Eden, in that it is an apple that is clearly indicated to be an apple gifted by God to mankind.
And
You know,
mods
I am
had
kinda
the
hungry.
option to use this apple,
correct.
and they chose not to. They picked the blandest Honeycrisp apple they could find.
You know, if it ends up in a boss fight like this,
It
with
comes full
all of our
circle. This is
nation's
great.
Kids, they went with the right choice, but like it's just so bad. It's just so utterly bad of a story, and I just kind of like blanked on it at some point. Anyways, it's a good game.
You're sitting there lying to yourself. Yeah, it's a good game. Like,
I was getting to the end, and I'm like, this doesn't end the way I thought it did. I played this before.
yeah.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, it's so bad.
You convince yourself like a chick in a bad relationship. Oh no, he's not that bad.
Speaking of Ubisoft,
He'll change.
You can fix him.
Speaking of Ubisoft games, I also picked up Dawn of Ragnarok for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And I was like, oh, cool. It's going to be like kind of weird stuff. This is going to be neat. So in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you get to be Odin, spoilers, and you get to play some stuff in Valhalla and Jotunheim. And Dawn of Ragnarok takes place in Svartalheim, the land of the dwarves. And I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be dwarvish. It looks like England. It looks like England with mountains of gold and some floating rocks. And it annoys me because it's just like, okay, this is another realm of Norse mythology, and the only difference is there's a bunch of short people and some mountains of gold. That's it. Ubisoft ran out of creativity. They opened their map editor, and they copy-pasted gold mountains. And it's very irritating. They had a whole bunch of powers. There's 5 powers that you get from Dead Souls. One of them is good. The rest of them are completely unnecessary and just dumb. And Odin is also a wet blanket of a character. Like, he's very interesting in actual mythology. In Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they make him like the Costco version. Like, you're going to find him in the food court. Like, now that you buy him there, he's just going to be in the food court.
right next to the Mott's applesauce.
Yeah, exactly. It's so bland and disappointing. I was just like, wow, this is horrible. Don't buy it. Just do not purchase it.
Oh man.
Unless you severely need more Assassin's Creed in your life.
Sitting there talking crap with your text over there.
No, I'm
secretly.
talking crap about Greg too, Greg.
Yeah. The only other game I started playing was Lost Ark. It's a small indie game from Amazon.
Stop
As if
going
you didn't
to
learn your lesson from
Yeah,
New World.
I learned my lesson from
All
Amazon
right.
when I spent 3 hours arguing with them about my money.
All right, so Lost Ark is actually a Korean ARPG. It's a Diablo-esque RPG. It's been out in South Korea for a while. I have to say South because, boy, North Korea wouldn't like it. But it came to America back in March, and it's good. It's a quality game, especially if you like Diablo and don't want to play Diablo anymore. But the biggest issue with it is, because it's free to play, it does the, hey, let's confuse you with 30,000 systems, and then when you don't understand them, you need to pay money. Like, do it. Give us money. Give us money.
Do it.
Yeah. Like, it's like, hey, new player of the game, we replaced your regular challenges with Mikado challenges. Cool. I don't know what this is. Also, if you claim this stuff, it can only be on this specific character. Okay. Is this going to affect me in the future? Oh, you'll have to find out. The entire game is built around juggling alts, and the end game apparently is super grindy from what I have heard, and very much you have to pay money a lot if you want to skip the grind.
Mm-hmm.
The actual run-up of the story seems fine so far. I'm playing a destroyer, which does exactly what I want it to do. I click a button and the whole screen dies, which I like that. It makes me feel good inside. But yeah, it's also 113 gigs as an install.
Ooh, rough.
I don't know why. It doesn't look that good. I just assumed there's some copy-paste Mountains of Gold somewhere in the game that I haven't located yet.
You just gotta look hard enough.
Yeah, taking all their asset budget. Why does this look like England? Oh, I'm still in Dawn of Ragnarok. The Lost Ark. It's pretty good. Anyways, that's all I got. I played a couple small indie games too, but nothing notable. I played Garden Story for like 30 minutes. It's adorable. It's also really slow. It's about a grape.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about a grape who goes out on his own to brave the wilderness.
The grape who could.
I can't say much because I'm probably going to be spending money on a game where you play as a cat as the protagonist.
Stray.
Yeah.
That's actually getting some nods. Like they.
You know, Kyle, I've heard it's pretty perfect.
No, we're not doing this.
Perfect.
We're either doing very hokey, non-sponsored ads or puns. We're not doing both. I'm not doing this.
You can't be the sarcastic guy and the pun guy. That it just doesn't work.
Well, you got to look at it through Kyle's point of view. He has to listen to this again.
3 times.
Oh,
I'd have to listen to each one at least 3 times to make sure I get all the editing right and make sure everything's nice and crisp.
Yeah. So when it comes to Stray, a lot of the reviews are, they're pretty hairy. I try to avoid all the spoilers there. So I don't want to hear too much.
You're so proud of yourself right now.
I'm proud of myself always, Kyle.
Can you stop littering this with puns?
No.
Look,
I understand
last
what
time
you
me
did
and you
there.
were involved
I got
with puns, okay, I got kicked from going to Magic tournaments with certain people. So let's not. Last time we got into a pun war, okay? Then you had to drive me to Magic tournaments for a while.
All right, everybody. Let's. All right, guys. Let's put a pause on this. Okay. All right. Good.
I hate you. That was such an ugly chance. So what? Next week is Xenoblade 3?
Yep.
Because Digimon Survive comes out on the same day.
Yeah. And I'm gonna be playing Xenoblade over Digimon Survive. I'm getting Digimon Survive.
Yes.
Don't worry.
I was worried.
Well, hold on.
I was severely worried.
I was going to play Digimon Survive, but after hearing the roster of Digimon you can have, my favorite one's not included.
Who's yours?
Vmon. I don't think I'm picking it up.
Oh yeah, Vmon's good.
He looks like a water type, right? Is that the one you're talking
Yeah,
about?
he's the blue little dinosaur guy.
Okay.
And he just headbutts people. That's his main power. Headbutt people.
Was he in the cartoon?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's in the cartoon. They don't even have him.
I'm guessing because Golemon is a pre-order bonus. I'm guessing Vmon might be like DLC in the future.
Probably.
But I don't care.
I mean, Digital Sleuth Saga, they added a whole bunch as the game came out.
I played through it very fast.
Cyber Sleuth or
Yeah,
whatever.
I beat it. I dropped it, but I enjoyed myself with that.
Yeah, I have it. I picked it up you picked it up for me on Steam when I asked you to, I think.
Sure.
I think you sent it to me because I asked you to grab it for me because you
Cool.
owed me money for something.
Awesome.
I hate you.
That
So
Cyber Sleuth was fun.
part of that, you said you're going to wait on that to pick it up?
What, Xenoblade?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on that.
Okay. You wait on that
I am.
because you already have a copy now.
What? Why do I have a copy?
Because reasons.
Did you buy me a copy, Kyle?
Yes. Happy birthday.
Oh,
That's
so
next-
generous.
that's-
That was
Nice.
very nice of you.
Wait, where
Thank you.
What's under
Where's
my seat?
ooh?
Look, I'm not.
Where's my copy?
And you get a car.
Oh, pocket lint.
Pocket sand.
A hot bowl and nothing with steam coming out. But yeah, that was. I decided I was just gonna do that for your birthday.
Oh, thank you,
That means I don't
Kyle.
have to think.
appreciate
I
it.
didn't have to think that point. I didn't have to think very hard because it's like, oh, I'll get Andrew another game. I was like, wait a second, he has everything.
Yeah, that is correct. And I have you, Kyle.
Oh, that's precious. That's precious.
I have-
You're right.
Do you guys play any tabletop games? Obviously, Magic the Gathering, right? But
Yes.
have you guys been playing D&D or anything like that?
We both played it. I don't know if you're still running a campaign with your.
I run like 8 campaigns, Kyle.
All right, he
You
runs.
run
8.
like 8 campaigns?
No, I joke.
Oh, speaking of D&D,
I
esque any kind of games.
Well, that's what I was getting into.
Where's
Kyle.
my book?
Wait, what book are you talking about?
My Marvel book that you've
Wait,
had
is there
for
a
like
Marvel role-playing game?
yes, and you still have my book for like 3 years now.
There's been like 18 Marvel role-playing games.
You've talked about loaning me that book, but I don't think you did.
I have the picture that you sent me of it being on your shelf when you found it.
He has pictures. This is bad.
You know, don't take your time looking it up while we're trying to.
Oh,
do
I
a
don't have to
radio
take my
show here,
time because
Kyle.
it's right here because it's pinned.
No.
It's pinned for
Why would
just
you pin something like that? That's
so you would remember. There it is.
That's obviously I couldn't
right.
begin to tell whose
So,
shelf that is
I was
with all
gonna-
those books that look familiar.
the
There's a lot of photo editing software out there.
Or you know what? With Amazon, anything's possible. He probably just got all these books off Amazon Basics.
So for the people at home, Kyle showed a photo which is incredibly blurry. It's a random bookshelf. It looks like it could have been taken out of somebody's pocket. At
I'm
any
so
given
glad this is
time.
his proof, because now I definitely don't have to give that book back.
Honestly, if that,
I mean, I don't have that book.
honestly, I really looking at that picture. I thought it was gonna have Bigfoot in the corner.
Just a blurry thing. That's Bigfoot.
He uses it as proof for two different
Things.
conspiracy
Yeah,
theories.
you gotta keep your options. Yeah,
For the book option, ignore the Bigfoot. For the Bigfoot option, ignore the books.
exactly. Got to be able to run with it.
Yeah, I run some tabletop role playing games.
Very cool, very cool. Do you play in person or are you playing online?
Online. We do purely online.
Okay, all right. I have one campaign that I'm playing in that's in person, which we drive up to State College for.
Wow.
A couple of the the old heads who play D&D, they're like super into it,
Yeah.
and like the people with the patience to read every single line of every single book.
Do they dress up?
No, they don't dress
that'd be
up.
so-
It's not that.
Oh my
far,
gosh!
But
Going back to the midget wrestling thing with that.
Why?
yeah, no, let's
Why
no.
are we-
You know,
No,
what, let's
no,
dress
wait,
them
wait,
up.
wait.
Sure,
No,
no,
listen.
no, it's
Yes.
on topic. Let's talk about dwarves and halflings. Okay.
Yes. We could because they do all kinds of other productions. Like they're like the one group I was looking up. They do like Shakespeare and stuff. We could have them dress up as our characters for D&D and act it out.
We could.
That was a really good idea, Kyle. Anyway, so I'm running two games on Roll20. Have you are you using Roll20 or what format do you use?
We use Foundry.
Foundry. Okay.
Have you heard of Foundry?
I haven't looked into Foundry yet. I've heard of it.
Right.
Right now I'm just using Roll20, which being a DM and using Roll20, it's really a pain in the neck.
So Foundry's biggest detriment is, boy, does it take a while to get set up. Foundry's biggest selling point is, boy, once it's set up, is it great to use? Is it super easy? I like it a lot. It's way more involved. I have used Roll20 in the past.
Okay.
It's way more involved than Roll20 to get everything around and installed to get it working, because it's not a cloud-hosted solution like Roll20.
Mhm.
It's actually you buy the program and then you either host it on your web server or you pay somebody else to host it. And you get to control your own data, you install your own plugins, you install your own rule sets, all that stuff. It runs really well. We have used it for 2 years, I want to say at this point. Boy, it's been a long pandemic.
Yeah.
And it's been great. We've had very minor technical issues, and once they get resolved, everything flows pretty smoothly. I actually run a game called Lancer. It's mecha combat, heavily inspired. It's actually, the core engine is taken from Shadows of the Demon Lord, if you are familiar with that role-playing game at all. No? Okay, yeah, I figured as much. It's not super popular, but Shadows of the Demon Lord was an attempt to basically take the best parts of 4th edition and mix it with good parts of 3.5.
You know, a lot of people give 4th edition a lot of problems, but there are some redeeming factors about 4th edition. There's some cool things that they added in there
4th
that you
edition,
can carry over to like 5th and 3rd.
4th edition is a really good combat game.
Yeah.
Okay, no matter what people say about 4th edition is a really, really good combat game. Yeah, the combats could get really long, but D&D is pretty combat focused anyways. So that's kind of
and it's fairly long no matter what you do.
Lancer works on the idea that you have a narrative time in which you use narrative rules, and then you have a combat time where you use combat rules. So combat rules don't apply to narrative time, and narrative time does not apply to combat rules.
Okay.
So in narrative time, it uses a soft narrative style set of rules where when you do something, you kind of say what you're going to do. Your DM tells you whether or not it's difficult and what skills you may apply to it. And then he also tells you what happens if you fail. Because the failure isn't going to end it. The failure is just going to change how it proceeds. The combat, on the other hand, is you're going to move 4 spaces and then shoot in a diagonal like this, your giant laser beam. And then you're going to like cut that guy in half and you're going to turn invisible and all this other stuff. The combat is really regimented.
Okay.
So it helps. You pretty much have to have a battle map for it. So we use Foundry for that.
No theater of the mind. You have to have a map.
No.
All right.
The game literally tells you it does not work in theater of the mind, even remotely.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
That does sound interesting. Yeah, we talking about the pandemic, man. That definitely changed role playing games and
yes,
how
it
that
did.
all works.
Yeah.
We were in the middle of playing a Ravnica campaign.
Okay. Yeah.
And Yep, in 5e, the players were at like 15th level. Like we were getting everybody to 20th level so they could fight the big
That's
baddie.
a long 5e game.
We
Like,
played a
yeah.
long game, and we did kind of use like milestone leveling instead of like.
Okay, milestone leveling is the leveling you should use in 5e.
Yes.
I will die on that hill.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Anyways, I agree. We can violently agree on this one.
Violently agree.
I agree so hard.
I agree.
But yeah, so we had to transition right in the middle of that, and the campaign was going so well, and I took the time, right? I got one of those hex maps, and with permanent marker, I drew out an entire map of the 10th district of Ravnica.
Oh, yeah.
And set like landmarks, and like I had movement rules, and I had all sorts of cool stuff with this map that we were going to use in person. And I think that was like March 12th. I finished it. And like 3 days later, everything starts shutting down. I'm like, oh no!
You finish it, and you're like, as long as there's not like a pandemic or anything.
And then we had the first person who believed in the pandemic say, "Oh, I don't want to play in person, guys." And I was like, darn.
So speaking of campaigns, I heard that you attempted to run a Naruto campaign.
We did run it.
Yeah.
It happened.
when you run the Naruto,
I heard you were
your
caught
arms,
on surprise with how some things work in that universe.
It was pretty difficult because I've never watched Naruto before, except for the Gaara and Rock Lee fight. That's the only thing I knew about Naruto going into this. But like, I took the time to learn like the hierarchy, the structure, all the different kingdoms or whatever, and the towns and the Hokages and the Shinigami or whatever. I forget all that stuff now. It's been a while.
John, tell him what I did to Laura.
I'll let you tell that story.
You probably don't remember, do you?
I remember you killed her.
Okay, so I convinced John that for the tuning exams, it would be a very good idea to do player versus player.
Oh, God.
It didn't have to be to death.
Didn't have to be.
Hold on.
but-
Hold
They
on.
have to be there.
So my character was Anara. I don't know if you're familiar.
I know nothing about Naruto aside from there's plotline and then a year of nothing.
So
He uses his shadow to kill people.
Okay.
So my shadow connects to your shadow. You can't move. I can move, and you mimic whatever movement I make.
It's a puppet master.
Yeah,
More or less.
So turns out it's really broken against another player because the moment I attach myself to Laura, and I choked her using my shadow. And I think the first time wasn't enough to kill her.
It got her really low though.
Yeah.
Really low.
She broke out, did some damage to me, and I'm like, you better kill me, because if you don't kill me, I didn't want to play the character anymore.
Yeah, so
I was
he was just going complete
Rogue.
kamikaze mode.
Going rogue.
I was like, if you don't kill me, I'm going to kill you, sort of thing. So she threw her last attack at me, didn't kill me. So then I choked her for the last time, and it was over her HP, right?
You did critical damage. You did all of her hit points plus another set of her hit points, I believe. So yeah, her remaining hit points and then her maximum hit points.
So
You did
not
at
only
least
she get
that
revived,
many
she would die instantly from being.
yeah.
So I knew this spell at level 1, and on hit it did 4d6. And
It's like as soon as Taylor, one of your other co-hosts, told me that you guys play this, like, all right, which idiot's like, I'm gonna be part of the Uchihas and be broken.
Tyler and was it Dalton? I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
I was like, all right. So what they're gonna do is gonna befriend each other, then kill each other, so they get the Mangekyu,
Yeah, Tyler was doing that from the start.
and then replace each other's eyes.
Yeah, he was metagaming from the start. He's like, I'm killing Dalton. I'm taking his eyes.
Once they said, I was like, because
It was a terrible game.
yeah, because the way that universe works is if you're not part of the Uchihas, Uzumakis, or the oh my gosh, Hinata's clan,
they make the
Hyugas. You're kind of worthless.
Nobody knows what these words mean.
Oh.
You say the healers, the
Kyle, are you having a stroke?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So Laura, her second character was a
you got a
Uzumaki
little half
medic,
round.
and it was a combat medic. She was killing things left and right.
They made the medics in that game completely busted.
Was it
Yeah.
its own rule set?
Yeah, it's got its own rule set for 5th edition.
Okay.
But really, you just throw the 5th edition rules out window and read this like 300-page book
I
with
get that.
intricate instructions
Well, yeah,
on
because
everything.
there's a bunch of ridiculous power, so you got need.
It's
So
bad.
That's the thing that always gets me. It's like they take an IP and they're like, yeah, it's fifth edition compatible, and then either they do the world's worst version of what that game could be in 50, like Dark Souls, where they had to reprint the entire book because it was so bad. Also, don't buy any Steamforged Games products; they're terrible.
Wow, we're just picking at all kinds of companies today.
Steamforged deserves it. They know what they did. They know what they did. Yeah, there's a lot of games that could just benefit not necessarily being 5th edition, just like having their own rule set.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they want to sell books though.
It was fun. The one time I came up with something that I was like, you know what, the players are really gonna love this. It's a cool little twist, you know, to throw the players on. Completely outside of the book, outside the box, all that. What's it? The tuning exams, or which exams are like the big important ones that like half the people failed?
Oh, that was a tuning exam.
Yeah. So my goal was to have half of the players fail this, right? And so I was like, okay, everybody that's playing has a chance to pass this. I was given like thick clues to the players. Every single one of you has a chance of passing this. Even I could pass this if I didn't know anything about Naruto. Everybody, you're going to read your exam first, then you're going to go through and answer the questions. And I hand it to Greg, I hand it to Dalton, I hand it out to everybody. And Greg's like buzzing through, like putting answers down and stuff. And question number 9 is, don't write anything on here. Put the paper face down. You're complete. If anything's written on here, you fail. And half the players failed.
So I was given a Will of Fire point, like early on in the game, from helping the other teammates make their characters and stuff like that.
He used his inspiration point to say, I passed the exam instead. I just let it go. Because he was real mad.
Sometimes
you were so mad.
Sometimes when you take an L that capital, you just, I'll do anything.
Greg said, I am the anime protagonist. I don't fail this, John.
I believe in friendship and I win.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, it was fun because it was with friends.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how that went because I was like, when Taylor started telling me about it, I was like, this is gonna go derailed real hard because I don't think John knows nothing about this show.
Actually, that aspect of it was fine. Like, I learned what I needed to know about the different villages. I said it like 50 years after the event, or maybe like 10 years after the events of Boruto, which is the sequel to Naruto.
50 years is an appropriate amount of time for what it feels like if you're watching.
That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, show's 20 years old right now?
Something like that.
But 19 of those are just like useless buffer years.
Yep.
Like there's actually one year.
I don't even watch the filler. Yeah. I read the manga, and when the manga comes out into the anime.
So what a nerd.
Yeah. It worked out really well doing it that way because, like, if the players wanted to know something about a village, I was like, roll history check. And they're like, okay, I got this. And I'm like, okay, that's a really good roll. What do you know about this village? And then they tell me, and I'm like, yeah, you know exactly that. And now I do too. We're both learning. This is great.
Learning's fun.
But yeah, it was good in that, any of the live PCs they ran into, that's how you run a game that you don't know, is you learn the government structures and, the landmarks and the map, and you just kind of set in the future.
All right.
Did you do the
So to cut you off real quick, because we only have 2 minutes left. So what I was thinking, because while you guys were talking, since I don't know that much about D&D, 5 games between you pick 2, we pick 2, and then one random one.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Sure.
Then that'd be like the tiebreaker.
Yeah, let's do it.
So like you create 2 games, and then we think of 2 games. It doesn't have to be like, we could say Dead by Daylight.
And we have 6 vetoes, but only on our side.
Only on our side.
Yeah.
We'll hammer out all those details, but 5 games should seem like a good enough to have a.
Yeah.
Like
let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Each game 48 hours.
You're going down.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, alpha nerd, get wrecked by the
All
Sigma
of you
nerds.
we're all
over
taking
here.
our vacation at the same time. We're settling this.
It's back alley fist fights. Let's do this. I got this.
I mean,
I'm going in by
I
myself.
just let Kyle show up for
Yeah,
that, yeah.
just wait for everyone else to be tired after dealing with
Well,
me.
we would nominate Tyler.
Yeah, we
I'd
have a
go for
secret
it.
weapon.
Oh no, I know Tyler. I know his striking style and everything else. Oh, I'm prepared for
The next 30 minutes will be
Ooh.
Kyle.
I've watched
talking
him
about
train.
fighting.
Like you remember, his gym was originally my gym, so I still go there once in a while. I've seen he is by far your leading your ace player.
Oh yeah,
in that.
yeah. That's our option. That's who
I'll
we
be
go
the
to.
guy throwing him a chair. Get him!
Get him. All right, so we're gonna hammer out the rest of the details, but we've